Hello my friends, welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. Man, oh man, Monday Night Raw was fantastic this week. We got a nice new debut, something that was kind of predicted by a lot of people, but we all kind of saw it coming, and WWE really let the cat out of the bag when WWE Shop shared an image or two earlier in the day. But nonetheless, we're going to get into all of that. But if you are somebody who is new to this channel and you love WWE, you love pro wrestling, subscribe to this channel. Do yourself a favor. Do me a favor. Subscribe. Like the video. We got a bunch of WWE content coming up. I'm going to actually hold me to it here. I'm going to be the goal is to live stream next Monday Night Raw and do a watch along and have you all join me. We can all talk at the same time while we watch it together. I think that would be fantastic. That is my goal right now. Hopefully I can nail that goal. But let's get into Monday Night Raw. It was a great show, and we need to cover a lot of things happen because I got a lot of notes. Oh, my friends, like I said, I got a lot of notes. I got a lot. It seemed like, I really love this Netflix thing with Raw because it didn't even go all the way until 11 o'clock at night. It actually ended around like 10:30, which I thought was awesome. So that was a 2.5-hour show. That's something you're going to get here with Netflix. We don't know. Sometimes it's 3 hours. Sometimes it's 2.5. Sometimes it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. I love it. Please, I need more of this. Can't wait to see what this era is going to be in Netflix because, man, so far I'm loving it. Absolutely great. Obviously, it didn't look the same as it did last week because last week's arena was state of the art. It's like brand new. So visually, it's not going to look the same. But I tell you, right out of the gate, I love the drone shots. Those are like my favorite things on Raw so far. Yeah, drone shots are awesome, but let's get into and dig in a little bit into the actual show. CM Punk starts off Monday Night Raw. He comes down to the ring, and like I said, I got some notes, so I got to look at my phone a couple of times here. He does say that Seth Rollins is no longer on his radar, and he's looking at the Royal Rumble, and he mentions a little side wink here he mentions John Cena a couple of times. He says that he's going to join. Last Royal Rumble he was hurt. He couldn't make it to WrestleMania. He couldn't see WrestleMania in his future, which I thought was interesting when he did that. And then he said that he's going to join the Rumble this year, and he's going to throw 29 other people over the top rope. It doesn't matter if some people think they can see him or not. And definitely some jabs here at John Cena. Are we teasing a John Cena and CM Punk feud? I hope so. I'm down for another match or two between the guys. I love that idea of CM Punk and Cena going out, on Cena's farewell tour, having another 1 or 2 matches with CM Punk. I need it to happen at some point. Seth Rollins interrupts CM Punk's little promo about the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins gets in the ring. He says that he's a man of his word. He said that he was going to show up, win or lose, to Monday Night Raw, and he said that's more showing up than what CM Punk would have done. He said that he's a man of his word. He showed up, something CM Punk wouldn't have done if CM Punk lost, and thought that was a pretty good jab there. He also says that I'd rather be the worst version of myself than be any version of you, which I thought was a great line delivered by Seth Rollins. He said that he wants to join the Royal Rumble so he can ruin CM Punk's dreams of both winning the Royal Rumble and also main eventing WrestleMania. So Seth has declared himself into the Royal Rumble. And then we get Drew McIntyre showing up, and all hell is about to break loose. CM Punk's upset about it. Seth Rollins is upset about it. Drew McIntyre starts off saying he's really angry. He's not happy about what's being said right now. Punk thinks Drew's talking about him, but Drew's actually talking about Rollins. Drew mentions that Rollins and Punk are the same kind of guy. They're the same kind of person. The only difference is that CM Punk admits that he's a piece of crap. Drew's upset with Rollins for not stepping into last week's match and preventing Roman Reigns from winning Tribal Combat. Drew says that he also will be joining the Royal Rumble match, and he's going to throw out both Rollins and Punk. Punk wants to fight. He says, let's do this right now. He's ready to square up. Seth Rollins is ready to square up right now. Drew McIntyre says, fine, let's do it. He teases it, then ultimately says no. He backs away and gets out of there. But hot way to start Monday Night Raw. 3 big names all declaring that they're in the Royal Rumble. This is going to be one of, if not the biggest Royal Rumble we have ever seen. My favorite moment of the night. favorite moment of the night. PENTA is here in WWE. This is something we all kind of thought was coming, especially in the past few weeks. The vignettes that are kind of teasing PENTA's debut with his mask symbol, all that kind of stuff. WWE Shop let the cat out of the bag earlier this morning or Monday morning around 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. They had shared an image of PENTA's merchandise being on sale on the shop.com before PENTA even made his debut, and people are like, well, cat's out of the bag. So, I thought that was kind of a misfire there, but everybody kind of basically knew he was going to be the one. I mean, they showed a mask last week on the screen with his name PENTA on it, so we all knew it was coming. Chad Gable said he wants to face a luchador. We all could put the pieces together. We're all not stupid, but still, I think it kind of took a little bit of the wind out of the sails a little bit, but... Man, oh man, that debut was fantastic. I was pumped the whole way through. I could maybe use different music for PENTA. I'm not crazy about it. I don't know if I hate it, though. I just really did like the music he used in AEW. I was hoping for something very similar to that, but here we get a lot more. It's almost like a generic rock kind of deal. It's okay. I hope we can do something about it, though, and maybe modify it or adjust it a little bit or something. Either way, PENTA defeats Chad Gable in what was a great match. A lot of people were hyped for this. I was hyped for this. There were a couple of mishaps here and there, yeah. But, I'm going to chalk it up to PENTA being new to the WWE way of wrestling. He was excited, probably nervous. He had his family in the front row. And I don't know how often he's wrestled Chad Gable before in his career, but maybe their chemistry was a little off because maybe they're not familiar with one another. But it was a great match overall, really hype. And then after the match, PENTA cut a promo, man. A lot of it was in Spanish, so a lot of it I didn't fully understand. But the way he delivered it, I loved it. He did a perfect balance, I think, of both English and Spanish in his promo. And he got me fired up. He said this is a PENTA era, and I'm excited for it. I cannot wait to see what they do. I hope they don't relegate him down to the mid-card or lower card or pair him up with LWO or have him feud with Andrade. I don't want any of that. Let me get an actual real life a feud that I can dig my teeth into and really fully being invested in it, because I'm telling you what, PENTA is money. We get Sheamus versus Kaiser here. You know what? Before the match starts, we show Braun Breaker in the crowd, and I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what we're doing with Braun Breaker. Does this dude ever wrestle on Monday Night Raw? We glaze and praise Braun Breaker here on the Wicked Bitter channel, but it's kind of hard to glaze and praise the man when he's not really ever wrestling. He's the Intercontinental Champion. He didn't wrestle on the Raw debut on Netflix. He's not wrestling tonight. Could we do something with this guy here? Sheamus ends up beating Kaiser with a bro kick, and then after the match, Sheamus gets in the face of Breaker. These two have some words for one another. Breaker shoves Sheamus. They have to get kind of split up a little bit by the officials, but I guess we're going to get Braun Breaker versus Sheamus at Saturday night's main event for the Intercontinental Championship a week from Saturday, so January 25th. I think that match is going to be awesome, and honestly, I've been kind of thinking about it since they've announced it. Does Sheamus win his first ever Intercontinental Championship? That's a prediction from another video, but yeah, cool segment, nice match between Sheamus and Kaiser, of course, and yeah, I'm all down for a Breaker versus Sheamus feud. They've had good ones before, and they're gonna do it again. Here's another one I kind of took some notes for. Hopefully, I don't have to really read them that much. But Sami sees Seth Rollins backstage. Obviously, Seth's upset. Sami tells Seth, "Hey, if you need someone to talk to, I know what's going on here. I could see that you're upset. It was a tough loss last week. So if you need someone to talk to, I'm here." And Seth goes, "Oh yeah, it was a tough week for me last week, but it was a good one for you. Your boy Roman Reigns won. Thanks to you, you helped him out. Just like you helped him out at War Games." And what's next? Are you going to help him win the Royal Rumble? You're going to help him beat Cody Rhodes for the championship? He said, when are you going to stop helping Roman Reigns and help yourself? I thought that was a really cool segment. We get Karrion Kross and Miz backstage. Kross just leaving Pierce's office. Kross tells Miz that apparently the Wyatt Six have been moved over to SmackDown, so interesting move there. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on what happens with the Wyatt Six on SmackDown. And what does that mean now for Karrion Kross and Miz and the Final Testament on Raw? What do we do with these guys now? And they had a thing going with the Wyatts. Where do they move on to go to from here? Sami Zayn comes up, asks if Pierce is in the office, and Cross says, yeah, but Cross does this thing again where he kind of gets in the mind of whoever he's talking to here, kind of like what he did to The Miz. Cross is doing the same thing for Sami, getting in the mind of Sami, saying that Sami, he knows that Sami wants to become world champion. And now he and Miz are kind of mocking him, saying that Sami will never become champion. So I think that's planting the seeds in Sami Zayn again. The last time we've seen Cross do this, it worked for the New Day, and it's worked for The Miz to turn these guys a little more sinister and heel. Is he doing the same thing to Sami Zayn? Gunther comes out, our World Heavyweight Champion. He cuts a promo in the ring, says he's not impressed with the roster. Not impressed with the Raw roster. He thinks everybody's too caught up in drama and who's the best in the world, all that kind of stuff. And he says nothing is more important than the World Heavyweight Championship, and that's when Jeyuso comes out. Jeyuso gets down to the ring. Jeyuso says he wants a title match. He's left Drew behind. He's left the Bloodline drama behind. Right now he's focused on becoming champion. He wants that World Heavyweight Championship, and he wants a match at Saturday night's main event. And Gunther kind of laughs at him, basically. Hey, you know what? You're talented. You got the yeet going, but I can't take you seriously. No one takes you seriously. Main event may be a nickname for you, but the main event is where I belong. So Gunther says, he's up for the match, but it's pretty much up to Jay. He says that he's going to expose Jay when the bell rings. He's going to prove that Jay is a very talented tag team wrestler. I thought that was a good line there. And then Gunther starts to walk away. But when he's about to leave, Jay gets a little more serious. Jay says, everything you said was true. And he wakes up every day and he bets on himself. And he's got something to prove every single day, and he's earning respect every single day, every single week. And he says that he's going to take that championship away from Gunther at Saturday night's main event. He yeets, the whole crowd yeets with him. Gunther's laughing on the stage as he's walking away. He's not taking him seriously. Will this be Jey Uso's time? Will he win the World Heavyweight Championship? I still don't really think so, but maybe my mind will change in the next week or so. I don't know. But, I can't wait for this. This is going to be a great match, too. Breaker and Sheamus, Jay and Gunther, sign me up for that Saturday night main event. That's going to be a great show. Oh, my friends, I'm happy about this one. I called this one from the very beginning. I've even mentioned her in another video where I said she's someone to look forward to in 2025. And here it is. I'm being proven right already, early. We haven't even out of January yet, and I'm already nailing some of these things. I picked Lyra Valkyria to win this Intercontinental Championship from the very beginning of this tournament. I think she is somebody who will identify or epitomize this championship. She's young. She's a workhorse, which is what the IC Championship has typically been for the men. I think they're going to do the same thing here with the women. And, it's nice. WWE has a nice, young, first ever women's Intercontinental Champion, and it's Lyra Valkyria. No disrespect to Dakota Kai. I would have loved if Dakota won. She's great. I think she will win that championship at some point, but I think this was the right call going with Lyra here. This is a good way to the crowd to get behind her. They already like her. I think it's going to be even better. She had a great match with Dakota Kai, and I think these two are going to feud for this title in the future, and I think Lyra's going to put up some great matches for that title, and she's going to build that championship up, the prestige of that title already. I thought it was fantastic. Happy with the choice. I'm happy that I was right about it, and let's get on the ride here. Let's enjoy the ride of Lyra Valkyria. I think she's going to win over a lot of people. We ended up getting a Sami Zayn versus Miz match. Sami Zayn won. Nothing really to report here. As soon as the match was over, Miz really left the ring quickly. He was up and out of that ring and out of that ramp quick. So Sami gets the win. I'm still interested to see if Karrion Kross will play a factor in and maybe planting some seeds and doubt and maybe turning Sami heel or just a different character shift in Sami Zayn. Rhea Ripley's out, our new women's world champion of Monday Night Raw, out to cut a promo. She says that she's on top. She's once again the women's champion. And out comes Nia Jax very quickly after that. Nia gets in the face of Ripley. She says that, Tiffy may think she's on top. Rhea Ripley may think that she's on top. She points out Bayley, who's sitting in the crowd. Bayley thinks she's on top. None of you three are on top. Nia Jax is on top. She's going to join the Royal Rumble. She's going to win the Rumble, and she's going to take a women's championship. Talks a little more smack to Bayley. Bayley hops the rail, gets in the ring, gets in Nia's face, calls her a big dumb idiot, says it's her city. These two start. Nia pushes Bailey, Rhea Ripley gets involved, hits a headbutt on Nia. Nia hits one on Ripley, and then Ripley and Bailey fight off Nia Jax to the back. And Bailey goes to help Rhea Ripley lift up her title. Rhea Ripley picks up her championship, and Bailey is staring at it a bunch. So I think Bailey is going to be transferred over to Raw. And man, what a feud would we get here. Bailey versus Rhea Ripley for the women's championship. I am here for that. But yeah, cool segment. Bailey was out there for a while sitting in that crowd, so it was cool to see Bailey get involved, and yeah, interested to see what we could do here. Maybe we can move on from Liv Morgan. Our main event, Balor versus Priest in a street fight. This match was great. Weapons were involved, of course, kendo sticks, tables, whatever you want to call it. These two brawled in the crowd at one point, and this was a huge moment. Priest does a Falcon Arrow off the second story of the crowd, pretty much, and through some tables. You know, hits a Falcon Arrow on Balor through some tables in the crowd. I thought that was a cool move. We go to commercial break. When we come back, Balor is in a stretcher. You got Judgment Day up there concerned. Priest is back in the ring. The referee's trying to tell him to wait. Priest doesn't want to listen. He runs up to the stage. He attacks both JD McDonough and Carlito, and then he ends up taking frustrations out on Finn Balor, who's still laying in a stretcher. He starts beating on him. He throws his stretcher all the way down to the ring. It hits the ring, and Balor rolls inside of it. Priest gets back in there to fight, and then that's when Carlito and JD get involved here. These two attack Priest. He ends up eventually fighting him off, and then they're persistent. They keep going. They pull out another table, and then the War Raiders come out and attack JD McDonough and Carlito. They fight them all the way to the back. Eventually here, Balor loses this match to Damian Priest with the South of Heaven after being doing a coup de grace to Priest through a table, and then Priest doing the Scott Hall, what do you call it, Razor's Edge, through another table to Balor. Then he hits the South of Heaven. So Priest gets the win there, and that's how Monday Night Raw ends. So please tell me we're moving on from Balor and Priest. I hope we are. Sorry. I hope we are. I don't know if we will be. I think WWE just doesn't know what to do going forward with Priest, so they're kind of dragging out this Balor feud. No Dominic in that match, or he didn't show up at all. I know he had a little backstage thing with Liv Morgan, trying to give her flowers, and yeah, so something interesting there with Liv Morgan and Dominic. I guess him trying to, hug Rhea at the end of last week's match, even though it was kind of a ploy kind of thing. He's trying to win Liv back. So yeah, interesting to keep an eye on that. Judgment Day is imploding, and Priest gets the win. So that's Monday Night Raw. Look, everybody, I appreciate you watching this video. Please give it a like. It helps me out big time. It helps the video. It helps reach other people who don't know about this channel, who aren't subscribed to this channel, who have never seen a video on this channel. So liking the video, sharing the video, subscribing to the channel, all of that will help big time. And I very much appreciate it because we want to make this a big community for wrestling fans to come in and talk wrestling with one another, and then now we're going to start doing some live watch-alongs. I think that'll be fun. I appreciate all of you. I will be coming out with another video this week. I would love to do an email video, so if you have any thoughts, you want to send them in to wickedbittermedia@gmail.com. Send them in. I'll read those emails out on the video, and we'll make a video about it. We'll talk about it. And I also want to do another video about The Rock. I know I mentioned that last weekend. I'm getting my thoughts together about it because I want to really dissect what's going on with The Rock here and the possibility of him wrestling at WrestleMania. So, yeah, that's it for now, my friends. Stay safe. Have a good rest of your week. Watch out for the next videos. And until we yeet again, as always, stay bitter.